Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Jams by Jyesh. I'm Jyesh, and I'm joined by my co-host.
I'm Bill. I'm K-High.
And we also have a special guest on today's episode.
Steve.
It's Steve. Steve is back, everyone. Say hi to Steve.
When you left, and the guy, I think his name was Joe, the orange guy. You left. You were the green guy, and the orange guy came, and it was like, dude, you're not the guy that hangs out with the blue guy.
We got a fun podcast for you all today. We're going to be talking about some stuff. We're going to be doing some stuff. We're going to be drafting some stuff. We're going to be torturing K-High a little bit. It should be a great time. So if you like this video, make sure you give it
Like, favorite, subscribe, follow Instagram's X videos. That's what Elon Musk made it. X videos.
Yeah.
Truth Social.
And K-High, where can the people find you also?
I have a YouTube channel in the corner. I don't have X videos because, unlike him, I think that's highly inappropriate. I think that's just terrible.
You're missing out. Anyway, let's get into it. So, Steve, what music have you been listening to recently?
I've been listening to some rap, some Migos,
Hell yeah.
21 Savage, Kendrick, Gucci Mane, Key Glock, Pop Smoke.
Nice. It's been a good year for rap, I would say. Between Kendrick's drops earlier. Did you hear the Tyler the Creator album that just came out?
I did not yet.
Okay.
But I will.
I listened to it like in its entirety, and I really did like it. Although I don't know if it's my favorite that he's done, but I still really liked it. It's just a good time. Tyler the Creator is so talented, and the way that he just transcends musical genres is really impressive. But what do you think is going to be your most listened to rapper this year?
Great question. I think it's probably a toss up between Kendrick and maybe Pop Smoke, honestly. I just, even though no new music,
R.I.P.
I just all of his songs hit, make me get pumped.
I agree. I feel like you'd probably be able to do his voice pretty well because you just have a deep voice,
Which one?
Like Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke?
Yeah. What you know?
Baby, welcome to the party.
Honestly, that was pretty good. You should work on that. That would be good. Yeah. Well, that's fun. K, have you been listening to anything recently?
Right before you picked me up, I was listening to a weird thing, a rap battle between Am from the book I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and Judge Holden from the hit book Blood Meridian. You just search up Judge Holden versus Am. It was a really good rap battle between really twisted characters from really twisted stories. Never read Blood Meridian, but I'm a big fan of I Have No Mouth, Scream. And it was just, that's my weird thing I was doing. I also have been listening to some Kendrick. I also have been listening to the Mountain Goats, No Children. I'm a normal guy. I have a few weird things.
You said this on last podcast episode.
Well,
also.
I need to reiterate it to every person I meet because otherwise they might think I'm a weird guy with a few normal things.
That's fair. Well, I appreciate you for sharing that. What have I been listening to? I heard you ask. Well, I'm so glad to say. I did listen to the Tyler the Creator album that came out recently. There was a really fun album by a group called Peach Pit that I've been playing a lot. And that's been a really good time. I just feel like it's some very happy and positive music with this they used more acoustic guitar in their sound than usual, and it's been a really interesting change for their sound. I also want to give a shout out to an artist who I've listened to a lot this past year, who I haven't really mentioned, and that is Ginger Root.
Shout out.
Steve is familiar with my love of ginger roots, but
Ginger root?
ginger roots.
Have we spoken about ginger root?
You probably asked while we were driving, like, who sings this song? And I'll be like, oh, that's Ginger Roots. And then that's the scope of it. But Ginger Root...
Are they ginger or is it appropriation?
No. Ginger Root is a Japanese-American artist, and his music is like a throwback to city pop. Like the sort of like, stay with me... like that sound.
I like that stuff.
Yeah.
So the no was to
very
no,
like
not
retro
ginger.
future.
Not the no, it's not
correct.
appropriation. It is appropriation.
It's
of ginger culture.
sure. And he came out with an album earlier this year called Shinbangumi, and it's been really great, honestly. One of my favorite albums from this year for sure. He did this cool thing that I want to incorporate in like the stuff that I write, where different songs on the album will like reference the previous songs. Like in one of the songs, he'll have the melody of like the main single, like just as like a callback, like, hey, remember this song? Like, and it's just infectious.
That's kind of similar to what they do in like a movie soundtrack.
Exactly.
Motifs from I love that. So
yeah.
Actually, maybe send me an album where he does that.
I will do that. I feel like they don't do that enough in modern popular music and in like most albums. It's just sort of like separate works, usually united by like a theme, but to have like an actual motif running through, like that's pretty strong. He also keeps to like a very restricted instrumental palette and sound, which I think makes for some like really interesting songs. So Ginger Root, that's my shout out. Shout out. Yeah. So that leads us to our first bit of the day, which is the question.
Dun dun dun.
Is Steve gonna get on his knees?
Is that your question?
No, I meant to propose. It was a marriage joke. It was a marriage joke. He's the sick one. He's the sick. I'm a normal guy. If you weird things, he's a weird guy. If you normal things.
No, that's not what's going to happen right now. So I have a question for all of you, all two of you, and myself also. Stop. What are you doing? Okay. So the question, right? We've been talking about movies a lot today. So what, in your opinion, is the movie with the best soundtrack of all time? And we can talk about multiple at the end, but I just want you to highlight one and sort of give me the spiel behind it too. If you feel ready to share, you could go ahead. But I have a couple in mind that I could talk about also.
I could talk about some I find interesting as opposed to ones I find to be the best. Is that all right? Because I can't really...
It's our podcast. You can do whatever you want.
I don't know if it's against the rules or not. So we're not a couple.
Yet.
I was just thinking of the first Joker film. I haven't seen the new one, the musical, but it's probably really good, right? Because it's the musical.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure everyone loves it.
I think we should definitely do a video. You should do a video on it for this channel. You've seen it already, right?
Oh, yeah, because I'm notorious for loving the Joker
He loves
movies.
the Jonkler.
I love some Jonkling.
I love the first Joker movie. We haven't seen the second one yet. We're waiting for it to not cost money to stream.
Yeah.
I
mean, frankly, yeah.
I'm actually very curious what the second one's gonna be like, because the first one's soundtrack with the way it used Frank Sinatra. The trailers alone, I don't know if trailers count, but in the promotional material for this movie and the next movie, I thought the use of the music was so good. Like in the first movie, you heard me singing earlier, "Smile, although your heart is breaking," by Nat Cole.
Yeah.
And that intrigued
Nat King
me.
Cole, yeah.
Yeah, and then the original song they used to tease it is I should laugh, but I cry. I think it's the Guess Who, right?
I don't know. Honestly.
Laughing. Oh, well, that was the original. And for the teaser footage they used for the Joker film. And then, of course, they did Send in the Clowns, That's Life. And then the newest film, what made me really excited for it, and apparently the film's a bit of a letdown, but I don't know, maybe it's great.
That's life.
No. In the newest one, it's what the world needs now is love, sweet forgot the original artist because there's been a bunch of covers.
You tend to really gravitate towards that like crooner style.
Oh, I
like the
love
Frank
it.
Sinatra,
I
the Nat King Cole, that sort of like retro,
yeah.
like very noir style.
Maybe that's why I like the one thing I like about the Joker, because it was also trying to appeal to that. And then the other movie I had in mind was Taxi Driver, which has its own entire thing, and I've already taken up too much time.
It's okay.
I feel like I have more to talk about with the Joker. And then when the Joker has its own music, like in the scene where he's the spoiler warning for the
we could spoil the Joker
where he's with Murray. And he's about to do the thing, and
that you imitated on our last podcast episode.
That did happen.
Yeah.
Did you guys know I like the Joker? But the beating, it's almost like a heartbeat. You know, the drums. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing, Ki. Steve,
and SpongeBob the movie.
Don't steal his thunder, Kevin.
I got 2 movies with the best soundtrack from my childhood. One, of course, the SpongeBob movie with classic tracks like Now That We're Men and the Goofy Goober song and Goofy Goober Rock. So 3 classics right there, 3 bangers that will never go out of my mind ever.
Could I throw in a 4th banger? Ocean Man in the end.
Oh, of course. Of course. And,
we should
you know, those are just, you know, if you don't know those songs, you're missing out. You're missing out on a classic cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
The tearful, I'm a goofy goober.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still hard. That's still.
Yeah. And, you know, that's another one of those, like, really smart cases of, like, repetition, right? Where you first hear, like, oh, I'm a goofy goober, yeah, right? And, like, it's this very, like, funny, like, whimsical, like, sound. And then it's reprised in the scene where they're about to die, right? And it's this, like, I cried when I first saw that when I was, like, 5. And I'm pretty sure you did too. No, you didn't?
I never cried.
I believe
Steve
that.
is built different.
I don't think you've cried a day of your life.
Steve is built different. Well, I cried when I saw that the first time. But then again, the rule of 3 is the repetition. It comes back in for the Goofy Goober Rock, right? And I just think that's so smart. Could I also say,
I'm a Goofy Goober?
I think the Goofy Goober Rock is better than the version that they're actually like. So if you didn't know this, probably, but Goofy Goober Rock isn't really an original song for the SpongeBob movie.
I did not know that.
Right. It's a different song. I think it's by Pearl Jam. Or it's, no, I'm forgetting who makes it. It's like Twisted Sister. Twisted Sister.
What's the lyrics?
It's, I wanna rock. Instead of, I'm a Goofy Goober. Yeah, but it's worse in my opinion because
he's not Goofy Goober.
He's not a Goofy Goober. It just doesn't hit the same, you know?
Here's a question about that film.
Yeah.
Is that how they beat Plankton, by singing the Goofy Goober song? I'm trying to remember.
No. Well,
or did they do something?
He used the power of rock and his guitar to blow off their.
So he won by singing the song,
and then,
which I'm okay with.
And then Plankton gets trampled.
All right.
Yeah.
And then they arrest him.
Yeah, it's a
spoiler.
Spoilers for the SpongeBob movie. We're just spoiling all sorts of movies. I think that's a great pick. You had another one that you were going to say.
And my second movie with a great soundtrack, School of Rock, with Jack Black. I love Jack Black, and they do some covers, they do some original songs, and I think it all ties together nicely into a great.
Is that the one where he's with the one other guy, and then at the end there's the devil?
No. You're thinking of something else.
School of Rock is where Jack Black is like this kind of bum, and he steals his roommate's job as a substitute teacher, and inspires the kids to join to make a band. Yeah. Even though nobody, he's kind of doing it illegally.
Yeah, iconic film. He's fantastic in that. Miranda Cosgrove was like 5, but she was fantastic in that.
Yeah.
All of the kids were so talented, and they've actually like reunited and done a lot of like concerts recently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like
Was she actually 5 when she actually?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I probably guess a little older. But
Probably a little like 8 or 9, but
What's the one I was thinking about? The one where
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Tenacious D, yeah, and then couldn't remember the best song in the world.
Yeah. So the again on School of Rock, my favorite scene from that movie is the scene where he's like, "All right, now you get this, and now you get this, and now you get this." Like he sort of builds the band in live time, and it's like diegetic, the music of the film. So it's happening in the movie as we're experiencing it, and like they build up to "Smoke on the Water," which I feel like that almost like sets the precedent of "Smoke on the Water" being like this song that is like a staple of beginner rock and roll, really.
What's some Smoke on the Water? Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was just something that like existed in the zeitgeist. Like I thought that was just something that was built into our brain.
You know what? Maybe. Well, thank you for sharing, Steve. I agree with both those picks. I think that they're fantastic picks.
2 classics from my childhood.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to try to give love to a movie that I don't think I've talked about on this channel. So I'm going to talk about a recent one, and I'm going to say Everything Everywhere All at Once had such a fantastic soundtrack. My favorite part is how they incorporated the famous song Clair de Lune. That's the one that's like
I saw the film a few years ago, so it's fun. I remember the film. I remember liking the music, but I don't have the soundtrack on the top of my head, so I need to see it again.
It's a really inventive soundtrack. They do like a lot of creative like remixes and twists on these like classical pieces, and it's just this like explosive and dynamic experience, like the movie itself. And it's emotional, it resonates, it's climactic, it's very epic, and it's so ironic because it's a film about like the significance behind the mundane life, right? And I think the soundtrack really goes perfectly with it in that way. But yeah, those are that's my one that I wanted to highlight here.
Great pick.
Thank you. There's a bunch of other stuff that we could have talked about too. I mean, there's literally like infinite good movie soundtracks out there. But you know what? Having a good film soundtrack, you know what? That's a good one. Having a great film soundtrack is worth having. Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah. So thank you for that. And with that, it is time. It is time for Guess That Song.
Woo!
And this time, the category is going to be animated TV show theme songs.
Ooh.
All right.
You're going down.
Yeah, this is a tough one because you both watch a good amount of animated TV shows.
You don't know life like I do. I have no life. I have negative life.
And you know, I'm gonna pick the songs. We're gonna do 3 songs.
How do we buzz in?
You're gonna make a buzzer noise.
You smack the microphone.
Did you hear me? You're gonna make a buzzer noise.
I heard.
Okay.
I heard.
Okay.
Wait a second. Let me get the. I don't have it today.
Okay. Give me a moment. I also got copyright claims for one of the ones that we did last time, so I'm going to not play it directly into the microphone.
Wait, are they going to hear it at all?
It's going to be like faint, but
okay.
it'll work out. They'll be fine. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This might be an advertisement also, but it's fine.
Great skin.
That is an advertisement.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Old Spice.
It is the Old Spice ad. Ready? This is not the what? Okay, this is it.
It sounds like a Smash Bros.
Regular show.
It is
Oh my
regular
God.
show.
Does that mean about like the? Okay.
Well done, Steve. Well done. I feel like that's an iconic one. Like it's just one.
I was going to say. I was going to say Fear and Hunger. That was my first. Anyone that knows knows.
I don't.
Anyone that knows knows. Well done.
That's
well
a game
done.
you should look at the music
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
even if you never look at the game. And some of you maybe should never look at the game.
Are you ready? Again, this might be.
Finishing for
Well done, Steve.
I just want to say for the record, they knew each other longer than I've known.
That's not true, technically.
That's not true technically, but they remember each other longer.
Yeah.
There's lore here, intricate lore. Yeah, yeah.
We have 2 for Steve, 0 for K High. Last
Woo.
one. All right. I have a good one for this one, and it's going to be a little more challenging.
Fanboy and Chum Chum.
That is correct. That was the Fanboy and Chum Chum theme song.
I love how that you don't remember it out of, at least me, I don't remember it out of fondness. I remember it out of, Fanboy and Chum Chum song. Time to change the channel.
Yeah.
Like that, we were talking about this in the car. I have 4 layers of like a show. It's like there's shows I'll tune. I'm like, hell yeah, tune in. Shows where I'm skipping around. I'm like, oh, this is on. Yeah, I'll watch this. Like I'm not looking for it, but if it's there, I'll watch it. Another one's like, oh yeah, I'll kill some time. Johnny Cast, I'll kill some time. Then there's the shows I turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Is that for you?
And you know, I'm sure people that made that show. I'm sure there are people that love that show. I'm not trying to diss the people that made the show. It just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you both for competing in this Guess That song. We have a winner today.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking said you could do that.
woo, woo.
Damn.
Okay.
You got it. So, our next bit is the draft. Could you?
Dun dun dun.
Thank you. Now, what are we drafting? Well,
Dun dun dun.
here is the scenario. You are living in a place. And you have a wall that you are to decorate with album art and albums. You are to draft the albums that you will be hanging on your wall. I'm also going to be contributing to this. This is a very wide pool of albums, right? Like it can literally be anything. I don't even know if we're going to pick the same stuff here.
Who's going first?
Is
Is it 3 of us or just us?
It's the 3 of us. And you went first for the other bit that we did.
The Adventure Time one?
Yes. And Steve, you went last. Do you want to go first? I'll give the power to you.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So we're going to do the snake draft also. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So each edge will get 2 picks. All right. So for my first pick, also we're going to have 5 albums each. And we can't pick each other's albums. Okay?
Can we pick the same artist but different album?
Yes.
Yes. For my first pick, I'm going to cut this out, but I just was like, oh, what if Kevin picks all the Kanye albums? Okay. For my first pick, I am going to pick Kids by Mac Miller. I am a big Mac Miller fan, and Kids is one of my favorite albums of his. I think it has some of the most like lighthearted and fun tracks of his
Miller's
discography.
The rapper?
Yes, Kevin. We
Oh.
covered some of his songs.
Oh, we did?
before.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Is he hand-me-downs?
Yeah, he's passed away, unfortunately. Also,
Oh, I'm
Yes.
very sorry.
it's okay. But again, I'm a very big Mac Miller fan. I really like his music, and it's a fun album cover too. It's very colorful. It's a good vibe, and that's what I want to be radiating with this like decorative item, effectively. Plus, I'll get to play some of his music in the record player that I'm assuming I'll have in this hypothetical scenario also. So that is my first pick.
Do you own a record player?
I don't, but I'd like to own one.
Is it my turn now, or is
It is your turn now.
Nirvana, Baby.
Do you want a naked baby on your wall?
Yeah, you want a
I
naked baby
knew
on
you
your wall?
fucking take it there. God, shut the fuck up. It's like the most famous album cover ever. You're not turning this into that. Okay?
Lean more into the mic.
Shut the fuck up. You want me to lean in? I'll tell you what. I'm having the fucking baby on my wall. I don't give a shit what you say. It's one of the most famous album covers of all time. Fuck you.
So you want it there just because it's famous and popular?
No, it's also fucking badass, man. The baby's like, yo, man, this is a dollar bill. He's like so happy. He just wants to get that dollar bill. And it's right there. And I'm always thinking, like, is this kid gonna drown? How do they get this picture? They just throw the kid in and like, okay, get the shot. It was like a family photo that they sold to Nirvana.
I think the now adult has actually
He's suing them.
Yeah.
That makes it even crazier.
Okay. That is your pick. Steve, your first pick. And then you get back to back.
I'm not 100% sure the album name, but it's Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. And it's like the explosion with the guy coming out.
Mr. Beast? It's Mr. Beast! Right in front of the 21 Savage explosion in the yellow shirt.
If I had to guess, I mean, I know a song and album is Don't Come Out the House.
That's not We Don't Trust You. That's a
couple years ago.
Yeah, okay. Right, that's with Future anyway.
Yeah. That one's a cool.
That's a cool one too, yeah.
And for number 2, I'll go AC/DC, where they're all staring at you. I feel like it's iconic. They're all looking at you like, and they got the horns up, you know. Big AC/DC guy.
I think that's a great pick. K-Hi, it is your pick.
Highway to Hell, I think.
That's what I thought it was.
The Beatles Walking.
Abbey Road.
Oh, yeah.
That's an excellent pick.
Yeah, that's a good one. Classic.
Yeah, you picked some very good classic albums for sure. And I'm trying to go with more like modern ones that I think will be remembered as classics.
I've listened to a lot of classic music. I actually don't listen to as much modern music. The most recent modern music I've been listening to is Kendrick's.
Yeah,
because everyone was talking about it and listened to it. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. So the next one that I'm going to list is Control by SZA. That's my favorite SZA album. It's just her in like a blue, like, I don't know if it's a dress, but it's like a thing. And then she's just like in this sort of like field with a bunch of broken computers, a broken like CRT computers. Great album too. And I think it goes pretty well with the Mac Miller one. Plus there are 2 things that I'd like actually listen to a lot if I had a record player. So that's my second pick. And now my third pick, were, oh man, back to back. Okay. I am going to pick, this is tough. I'm going to say To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. That's the black and white album art.
Is that the same album that had We Gon' Be Alright?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Is good.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite Kendrick album, although I also have like a soft spot for Good Kid, Mad City. But I think like the narrative behind it is also really interesting. And I think it's just, again, something I definitely listen to a lot. I regularly listen to it already. So, K-Hi, your pick again.
I'm going to demonstrate some ignorance here because I'm not sure which of these 2 bands this is. I think it's the Rolling Stones. Maybe AC/DC, but I'm pretty sure it's Rolling Stones. The one that has the lips and the tongue going.
That is the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones, yeah, that. Is that an album cover or is that just their logo?
I think that's just their logo.
Then not that.
We have Rolling Stones over there. There's a flyer.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna choose the Blue album.
Weezer Blue album.
Weezer.
I like that pick. I think that's my favorite Weezer album also.
Yeah, it's a good that and Pinkerton. I'm trying to think. I feel like I've listened to Pinkerton more on a whole, but that's just what I got on the iPod Nano given to me by the homeless man.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man, I remember when you met that homeless man. It was right before the 8th grade trip, right? And, like, crazy stuff. Yeah.
The other stuff.
I got it. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that.
The vasectomy stuff.
I know that. I won't mention your vasectomy. God, you've said this like 10 times already.
If I didn't do it on purpose, I don't want it told.
Steve, you're back to back.
Going back to back with my boys right here. We'll go Pop Smoke when he's smoking the smoke and it's all
and the smoke's smoking.
It's all smoky. I feel like it doesn't get cooler than that, you know. All the smokes
Valid.
And they're popped.
Yeah.
This is me racking my brain.
I know.
And then we're gonna go Migos Culture 2. With the red background, the 3 Migos in the shot, and you know, for the culture. 2.
For the culture too?
I'm thinking one, I'm not sure if it counts, but when I was a wee lad, I had a DVD, it was like 2007 or something, and it was Michael Jackson's Greatest Hits, and it's an image of him in a white background going, like...
I've seen that before.
Yeah, so if that's an album...
I think it is
called Michael Jackson, because I had it on DVD and all the videos, but I'm assuming it was probably also an album, and that would have to be there, because that was a very influential... thing. I've been listening to so much Michael Jackson recently, actually. I should have said that. Man in the Mirror in the beginning of the episode. What's the one where he's like mumbling? Like, oh, she's got the power.
That's that's Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Don't stop till you get enough. That one.
Which we've had on a previous Guess That Song episode.
Yeah. That one, the jump one. Greatest hits.
I think that's a great pick. All right, so you got MJ there. Now, I have a back-to-back. These are my last 2 picks. So, I got to be careful here. I have one decided on. This will be probably the only retro one that I'm going to go with, just because I really like the art and the album itself. I am going with Out of the Blue by Electric Light Orchestra. That's the album that Mr. Blue Sky is on.
That one with like the UFO thing?
Yeah, it's the, like red, blue, and yellow UFO like in space. I think that's such a cool album art. And the whole album is like one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm preparing a video essay about it.
Ooh, I'll listen to that because I love Mr. Blue Sky and I don't know any of the others.
Yeah, I think you'll really like it. So that's my 4th pick. Now for the last pick, this is tough. I want to kind of like venture into some genres that I haven't really covered with my other albums. And what I think I'm going to do is, I'm between like 3 different things here, but I think the one with the most interesting, okay. I'm going to go with Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. I was between that, Guts, and Emails I Didn't Send by Sabrina Carpenter. But the one that I went with is Guts, because I think it's probably my favorite of the 3. I mean, not Guts, Sour, because I think it's probably my favorite of the 3. And I like the stickers on Olivia's face. I like just the purple color. And again, I feel like I'd listen to all the albums that I picked out here, so I'm pretty happy with my picks. So your last pick, K High.
Now I'm okay. I may as well just share the ones I'm not sure about. The Sesame Street. No, I was okay. There's a few in here knocking about, and I guess Steve can steal one if he'd like. But
no.
Okay. Well, one's the Frank Sinatra. Blue background. Frank Sinatra's being like, I just wondering if it jives with the rest of. I feel like it does as much as Michael Jackson jives with the rest of them, so I think that's okay. It's a little older. Another one is this song called "Daydream in Blue," and it's this like mosquito guy in like a suit, and it's just like a cool visual. It's a song I really like, but I don't know the rest of the album really. And it's this one song that was made by this sample. A bunch of songs take this sample this one song where it goes like "Daydream, I dream of you beneath the flowers for a couple of hours." You know the song?
No.
It's a great song, and a bunch of songs and this is one of the songs that sample it. But I think I should go Frank Sinatra. I'm going for the classics, and I haven't listened to a lot of Frank Sinatra. I don't want to deny my spirit that. Fuck that. Doing Frank Sinatra. That's my last one, right?
I fuck with that.
Am I
I think
allowed
that's a
to
good pick. Yes.
Fuck that.
All right.
All right. I got a real answer and a fake and a funny one.
I want to hear both.
The real answer, Queen.
Oh.
When they got the four guys in a diamond shape in their heads, and it's black in the background.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure if that was a memory from a music video.
No,
or
that's
no.
that's the album art.
I
That's a great pick.
Love Queen. They were kind of the first band that I played their songs on the drums, and classic album art. And my funny answer is Ice Spice, where she's animated, doing her emote, holding her thing.
No.
I do not know this.
It's
obviously you need to get out your phone right now and show it to me and the camera so we can get copyright strikes.
Yeah.
It's a classic album art.
Yeah.
She's holding her thing.
That I'd have to. Yeah.
She's like a Bratz doll in it.
What?
Like the Bratz dolls?
Oh, I think. I don't know about that. I mean, maybe these guys collected Bratz dolls. I didn't. I'm okay with that. I think boys.
I have sisters, so I know this.
Oh, that does
too.
make sense actually.
Yeah. But
yourself, yeah.
Anyway, the whole. I thought the album art was like interesting for sure.
For the Bratz oh
yeah. What did you think about that album itself? Did you listen to the whole thing?
I love Ice Spice. Shout out Ice Spice. Hit me up. I'm Steve.
Nice. Yeah, I appreciate the share.
I keep thinking of Dune whenever I hear her name.
Because of Spice?
Because of Spice.
There's nothing more important than the spice.
Well, that's a full draft now. To recap the lists, Steve chose the Metro Boomin in 24. Oh my God, I can't speak. Metro Boomin in 21 Savage album. No, don't do that. Remind me what the cover looks like again.
It's like explosion, and then a guy's like, "Woo!"
Mr. B.
Yep. You have Highway to Hell, I think, with AC/DC. Pop Smoke, where he's blowing out the smoke.
Yep.
Culture 2.
Yep.
And the Queen album, I think it's Bohemian Rhapsody. I might be wrong about that, though.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah. An excellent selection, I gotta say. If I walked into your void with a wall and I saw this and I was like, that's a pretty cool wall. All right. Okay, hi. You chose the Nirvana Baby. Yeah. Abbey Road. Weezer. The Michael Jackson one. And the Frank Sinatra one as well. I think that's a pretty good selection. It's definitely stuff that I think you'd listen to.
It's stuff I do listen to.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to Nirvana in a minute though. Out of all the,
I was thinking I didn't know you were like into Nirvana like that.
I like Nirvana, but like I like it for being in the same family. I consider it the same family as we.
I don't know if I consider.
That's probably
it the same
not
family.
correct. Again, the homeless man that gave me the iPod Nano loaded a bunch of Beatles songs, a bunch of Weezer songs, and a bunch of Nirvana songs. That informed a lot of my beginning. And a Michael Jackson DVD that may have also been given to me by the homeless man.
That shout out to the homeless man.
Shout out.
And then for my selections, I chose Kids by Mac Miller, Control by SZA, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar, Out of the Blue by Electric Light Orchestra, and Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. I'm going to try to overlay each of the albums over each of our picks also to have each person's like wall, if you will.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be like, how will we know it's real?
I know y'all let us know what you
Wires,
think were the best picks here, down in the comments below. But I think we did pretty good here, all things considered.
Solid.
Yeah. So now, Steve, we have this bit at the end of our shows where
I'm scared.
I typically ask K-Hi over here to make a bunch of random noises into the microphone. That way it could be
real?
yeah, this is real.
Yeah.
That way it could be remixed into like a song, right?
Like, that could be a noise.
So could I ask you to make a bunch of like ad-libs into the microphone, and then I'm gonna turn it into a beat.
All right.
And I don't do anything.
I'll also try to follow your request of like what kind of song you want out of it.
Ooh, ooh.
Do that again. Sorry, I laughed.
Ooh, ooh. Squeep, squeep. Flurp. It's lit.
That was good. Like 3 more.
Roar. K-Hi. It's Stevie on the beat.
I like that producer tag. It's Stevie on the beat. It feels like John Mulaney saying it. Yeah. And here is the remix. Whoa.
It's Stevie on the beat. I'm scared. Is this true? K-Hi. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit.
Whoa, wasn't that such a cool remix? Wow, didn't you guys love that? Yeah, they loved it. They loved it. Anyway, that's the podcast. I hope y'all had fun. Once again, I'm Jyesh. This is K-Hi.
Hi.
We're joined by Steve. Thank you for joining us, Steve.
Anytime.
Do you have any messages for the people before we depart?
Stay in school
Yes.
and have fun. And don't let nobody tell you what to do. All right? Be yourself. Do what you like. And live your true life.
Live your truth.
Yes. All right. K-Hi, do you have any?
And don't do your taxes.
Hell yeah.
You know, I think every child has a beautiful light inside of them, and they all have such a creative spirit and world in their head. And you know what? Just do what you want to do. Some people want to do music, some people want to do art, and some people don't want to do that. Some people want to do baseball, some people want to do taxes. You just need to find your passion and you need to follow it. And I think
But if it's taxes, you shouldn't do it. All right. Well, that's today's podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, do we still need that paper?
No.